All right. Hey guys, how you doing? This video is pretty much just about how I'm getting started making these videos, putting this content together. It's been several years that I've really been focusing on music production, and that kind of led to programming, and I got into I got into it more, and I'm a senior computer science student right now. And yeah, so I just thought kind of walk you through what I'm doing here. I'm using ScreenFlow to capture, um, to do the screen capture. And I set it to 1440 resolution. I usually work at 4K, but for the sake of better viewing content for YouTube, I set 1440. I'll just go ahead and I'll zoom in so you can see stuff better. So what I have here is something called Audio Hijack. And what Audio Hijack does is lets you play around with and tweak all sorts of parameters and reroute audio, system audio, in all kinds of weird, crazy, wacky, and cool ways. For example, when I do my music production stuff with Logic and Mobius looping and stuff, which I'll get to in another video, I I pretty much just go out of the application straight into an AIFF, sort of a lossless audio format, and I record that straight because I don't want to record anything while inside of Logic. For this, I'm using a lav mic. It's a little Audio Technica 3350, I think it is, and I'm running that through an Apogee Element 24. Anyway, so here I set my element device. It's the Element 24. I'm just using one channel, so I'm doubling it up on left and right. Then I have a 10-band EQ. Of course, anything below 100 hertz for audio for voice is just overkill. So I'm just keeping it and just cut 6432 completely, cut a little bit at 125, and a slight dip at 501, slight boost at 4K, and that's pretty much it. The magic though is the denoiser. I'll show you this in a sec. If I turn it off, it sounds like that. Not too great. A lot of hum, a lot of noise, a lot of background. And you get that because it's a condenser mic. Anyways, played around a bit with these settings. It's quite easy. Audio Hijack, I really recommend it. I'll probably post a link in the description below, and you guys can check it out. And anyways, I'm routing all of this through Soundflower, and the reason I'm using Soundflower here is so that in my in ScreenFlow or QuickTime or whatever I'm using to record, I can just use that as sort of a as a buffer to go to route my audio through. Cool. So that's pretty much it. In terms of my setup, I use a DOS keyboard. I've got the G502 Logitech gaming mouse. This is my Hackintosh / Windows PC. It's 32 gigs of RAM, i7 4770K overclocked. It's like running 4.3 gigahertz stable. I delidded it and put, what is that, like liquid metal thermal paste compound. It was ridiculous. Delidding it was really fun. I might even post a video about that too sometime. And the graphics card is kind of shameful. It's a GTX 950, but for basic stuff. This is more for like Unreal. The Unity stuff I do on my MacBook Pro, and that's what this is running off right now. It's a MacBook Pro Retina 11.5 model, and yeah, I love that thing. Using it right now, and this is my workhorse. I use TeamViewer usually to remotely go in here and do work if I need to. And what else? I got CyberGhost Romania, for those in the know. It's good to go. yeah, what is this? This is pretty much where I have my groups Git set up. Right now I'm set to the master branch, and I should actually go ahead and add a commit. So let's do that right now. First you got to make sure you git pull, which is confusing because it's more like a git merge, and sometimes it's better to do git fetch master, git reset, fetch head, or whatever those commands are. Anyways, git add dot, and then it's just type it in. Git commit m and comment tweaks was square root fix. So that's what that was. Yeah. Alright. Git commit. And because I'm being really bad, I know it's bad practice, but I usually just do git push upstream. So the command there is git push and set upstream origin master. Let's see if it works, unless someone already committed to the branch. And there's conflicts. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. This is exciting. Oh, and I forgot, I also added like 2 extra builds in there with zip files. Is GitHub good for that? Can you, if you guys know about this, can you post some comments in the comment section below? One of these days I was pushing something up to the master branch, and it said something like you've exceeded the maximum suggested size, and I was just wondering, is there like a cap, like a threshold for how large GitHub projects can be? Like, because I was kind of, I don't know, I stored audio files in there, and it's Unity, so there's a lot of assets. There's a lot of prefabs, all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Should I keep like project builds, version control stuff? I mean, it is version control, but should I keep builds in there? Or, I don't know, like, is there a size limit? And of course I'm asking you, but we all know what's really gonna happen. So I'm just gonna pull this up. GitHub doesn't have any disk quotas. Okay, if your repository exceeds 1 gig, you might receive a polite email from GitHub. Interesting. Just, by the way, I use something called Divvy, which is right up here. And for any Mac users, Divvy is worth it. I think I paid like 10 bucks for it or something. My shortcut is F1, and you can segment into all these chunks and just arrange it beautifully. So let's put it right like that. You might receive a polite email. Here's the thing. In addition, we place a strict limit of files exceeding 100 megabytes in size. So let's see, working with large files, and I am at the help section of GitHub. So that's good to know. So if a repository is 1 gig, Git requires another gig. It's kind of like a vector, doubles in size. Database dumps, log files, yeah. You will not be allowed to push files larger than 100 megabytes. Well, GitHub's not the place for large files, guys. I didn't really know that before. Well, I kind of did, but not actually. All right, let's see what's going on here. Quick git pull. Up to date, already up to date. That's right. Okay, good. So yeah, anyways, that was pretty much it. That was my quick little preview, little tour of what I've got going on here. And yeah, over and out.